Real Talk with Virginia Bryant. So I have Pamela Black here. She is our production coordinator for a movie that we are filming in a city. And yesterday we worked 3 hours together. Today we're going to be going on 9 hours. And
has it really been 9 hours?
She did state like she's learning so much from me.
Yeah.
What are some tips you can give them, things that you're learning?
First of all, put everything in the production Bible as soon as it comes to you. When you get an email with a new deal memo or any kind of dates or just any information needs to go in the production Bible immediately. Don't wait for it to hit you later, and you have to put it in there later.
And a production Bible is something I created. It's a workbook that's live
in Google Sheets.
Yes, and it's tabs that have like vitals, cast info, crew info, emergency contact, who drives what, things with catering, things with housing, the date they come, the date they leave, if they have to change their housing, because I'm changing 2 different times my Airbnbs. So it has my departure and arrival to all my Airbnbs, has my Wi-Fi, has my address, has everything that anybody needs in this live Google Sheet, which is a workbook. Very, very important. Today we just got a email from somebody stating this actor is playing this person. That was it. No deal memo, no nothing. So we did go into the cast info. We added actor's name playing this person. So at least from there we can send it to Vanity. You guys can at least get ahead and see what this guy looks like, and this is who he's playing. And then we email that person. Soon as you guys give me a crew deal memo or cast deal memo, any more information on them, their agent, please give it to me. So like, there's so much information that's coming via text. There's so much information coming via email. If you can't respond to somebody's email,
mark it unread.
Read it. Yeah.
So, mark it unread so you don't forget.
Exactly.
And write everything down. Every single thing has to be written down so you don't forget it.
And why is that so important?
Because if I forget it, Virginia will kill me.
No murdering. It's so important that in the middle of doing something, you're like, oh my gosh, this. And oh my gosh, squirrel. And then you would literally, if you don't write it down, if somebody just texted you and said, I need the contact information of whoever at the film office because we're using her car. You're like, okay, but you're working on something and you literally forgot in your text message. Sometimes you can't mark it unread. And you didn't write it down to give it to them while you're in the middle of working something. Trust me, that person's going to ask you tomorrow and say, did you give me that? You don't want them to keep coming back to you. You want to keep giving them information that they don't have to keep asking you for.
Yes.
Are there things you learn, you think?
Just a lot of the Google Sheets things, because you're so advanced in Google Sheets. That's the big thing. I think being able to move and wrap text, and when you're dealing with a lot of information that has to fit into the columns, being able to just manipulate that. Yeah, the formatting.
And it's really important too, like when you're formatting dates and you're formatting
phone numbers.
Costs. So the dates are very important and the costs are very important, because if your accountant is going in there, if your line producer is going in there and they're copying the entire sheet and dumping it into their software, and the date column is in text and the total column is in text, they're going to have to retype those figures. So change your date column to date and change your amount column to like a currency, so they don't have to double work. Just it's so much that hits us every minute, every 5 minutes, that we can drop the ball and forget. And this is just really, really important, because when you're on set and somebody is just like count codes, for instance, if you're looking at an account code because you're doing onboarding of a payroll system, and you're looking at the account code, and you have your sheet, and we talked about the crew deal memo. You have your sheet that states when the person starts, when the person ends, their job title, how much they're getting paid, hourly terms when it comes to the per diem, lodging, housing. But you have to put an account code and a fringe code. If you're looking at this account code sheet separate from this sheet that has that information entered, enter that account code next to that person's title. Because when the payroll company system goes down, we have to input it again tomorrow, and instead of having to reopen the account code sheet, we would already had it in the spreadsheet of the crew, because that happened to us last night.
Yeah. And once you've looked it up and there's no reason to not just put it there because then you have it.
Yeah, and we had
Which
to do
would
that
make
twice.
more sense. Yeah. Which would make more sense.
Yeah. So there's just
So
a
it's
lot.
a learning experience. It's a lot.
Today we lost an Airbnb, and the Airbnb called us as VRBO. They called us to reaccommodate us. I was like, oh yeah, that will work. Again, crap. She doesn't have a car. She has to room with them because there's 2 cars.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't work. We had to cancel it all, redo it. Worked out way better. All right. Anything?
It's harder than it looks.
She's having fun, having
really
fun.
hard.
And I said, when you
I
are
love
doing your job of
Yeah,
production
I love it.
coordinating, because I've done already like 50% of it.
Yeah.
I've done so much for her, and I said, when you're doing your job, you're gonna pull your hair out. She's having fun still.
I'm having
but
fun
today
still.
it kind of got you
It's
right.
a lot, yeah.
Because
it's
there was
a
lot of reminders, a lot of. I
it's-
sent that to you. That's
yeah,
in your email.
it's a lot.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot more than I thought it was.
Yeah,
For
and this
sure.
is not even all of it.
All the production coordinators I've ever worked with made it look easy. They made it look effortless. It's not. It's work. It's definitely
How big
work.
were those films? How many people were coming in?
Yeah, no, those are
How many
commercials.
moving parts?
Those are commercials. Yeah,
are
those are
1, 2, 3
commercials.
days. Whoopie doo. That's easy.
Yeah.
You like have it already memorized for those 3 days, and
Yeah.
you're only kind of almost in one spot.
Yeah.
Totally different animal. This so many moving parts.
locations, so many days, moving cities.
And the cities being an hour apart.
Yeah, making sure that everybody gets their meals and their allergies. Yeah, it's who's driving what vehicles.
And taking account of the meals with people overlapping. Why?
Because we have people filling the same position, 3 people filling one position over a different time period. So we can't have too much food coming to set.
17 gluten.
Yeah,
When
17
that
gluten
person's there
meals
for
when
3
there's
days.
nobody there eating. You know, it's a waste of money. So you have to
track that, and that's
everything
where you
has
lose
to
a lot
apply
of
the
money.
budget. Yeah,
Mhm.
everything has to be budget friendly and
Mm-hmm.
apply to the budget. So yeah, it's a lot.
And a production coordinator shouldn't really have to think about that. But if you want to move up to unit production manager and producing, you're looking at budgets. So
Yeah.
instead of like, I don't care, 17 days of gluten, I don't care, 17 days of seafood.
Yeah.
No,
17 days of a $40.
meals adds up.
Yeah.
And then you're not saving money and showing them anything. And then when that meal's sitting there, and the producer normally is the last one coming through the line, is like, what is this? What's this fish? Isn't this what Ethan eats? And he hasn't been here for the last
For a
3 days,
week.
and he's not going to be here. We just wasted how much? They look at that, you won't get promoted.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So there's more things that,
But she's a good teacher.
yeah. I feel bad. I was like, if I'm yelling at you, or if I'm like
No, it's
reminding
okay,
you
yell.
for being mean, I'm apologizing. But she was like, I need to learn. I need to learn. I need to learn.
Yeah,
So, all right.
we'll get it.
Real Talk with Virginia Bryant and
Pam.
Pam who?
Black, sorry.
All right.
Black.
Bye.